Hello class, today I am going to start our chapter number 3, Motions of the Earth. So the term here come motions. The earth is constantly in motion. Rotation and revolution are its two types of motion. These motions account for many of the phenomena such as occurring of day and night, changing of the seasons and different climates in different regions that we will study in this chapter. So the earth spins around an imaginary line running through the center of the earth from the north pole to the south pole. This line is called the axis. In the given diagram you can see the north pole and the south pole, and this line is axis. This axis is tilted at an angle of 23 and a half. And this you can say the axis is inclined at an angle. It is inclined at an angle of 66 and a half to the plane of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. This plane is also known as the orbital plane, and the inclination is called the inclination of the Earth's axis. So the next term came rotation. The spinning movement of the Earth on its axis is called rotation. The Earth rotates from west to east and takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. In the given diagram, you can see with the help of arrow I am trying to explain from west to east how the motion is happening. Next is effect of rotation. What's the effect? So the earth rotates on its tilted axis, cause day and night. It causes the tide rise and fall from the sea level twice a day. So here you can see, due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it gets light from the sun at a time and rest half is in the dark. So the phenomena of a day and night occurs from here. The earth rotates on its tilted axis, causes day and night. You can see here, due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it gets light from the sun at a time. That is why the portion facing the sun experiences day, while the other half away from the sun experiences night. This one is the day and here it is the night. The circle that divides the day from night over the earth is called the circle of illumination. This one is the circle of illumination. Next topic came the revolution. The movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or a orbit is called revolution. Here you can see in a fixed path it is revoluting. The earth takes 365 and a half days, it means around 1 year, to revolve around the sun. So next here the aphelion and the perihelion. The earth's distance from the sun varies on a day to day basis. When it is closest to the sun, it is said to be the perihelion. When it is at the furthest distance from the sun, the earth is said to be an aphelion. Next is effect of revolution. It causes the phenomenon of seasons. It causes variation in the lengths of the day and night. The first comes the phenomenon of seasons. So the axis is tilted at an angle of 23 and a half, somewhat of the vertical line on the orbital plane, always in the same direction. Next is the portion of the earth which is pointed toward the sun will be the summer, while the other half of the planet will see winter. So here in the diagram you can see from 21st March, here in the northern hemisphere is spring and southern hemisphere is having autumn. And after 6 months, here you can see the northern hemisphere is experiencing autumn and the southern hemisphere is experiencing spring. Next is equinox. So during its revolution around the sun, the earth reaches 2 points where the tilt of its axis is neither towards the sun nor away from it. So these days are known as equinox. So here the term comes, what is equinox? It means equal day and equal night. The term equi means equal, while nox means the night. On these days, day and night are of equal duration on the sun shines directly on the equator. And because of the sun is directly shining on the equator, the day and night are equal. Next is autumnal equinox. So 23rd September has autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere. The sun shines directly on the equator and there are 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night all over the earth. So the sun sets at the North Pole at noon on the September equinox and remains dark until the March equinox. So the South Pole remains dark for 6 months. Since the March equinox, when the sun rises, it is illuminated for 6 months. Next is spring or vernal equinox. 21st March has spring season in the northern hemisphere and autumn season in the southern hemisphere. In the previous diagram we have seen the sun shines directly on the equator and are for here you can see the 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of night all over the earth. The sun rises at the North Pole at noon, which remains illuminated until the September equinox, and the sun sets at the South Pole at noon after having been alight since the September equinox. So this one. Next is solstice. The solstices are the day when the sun reaches its highest in the sky in the noon time and shines directly on the tropics. The first one here come winter solstice on 22nd December, when the sun shines directly on the Tropic of Capricorn. On this day the earth is tilted away from the sun. At this position in northern hemisphere experiences winter because it gets slanting rays of the sun. Reverse in the case of the southern hemisphere, it experiences summer as it is tilted toward the sun and gets direct rays of the sun. So on 22nd December in the northern hemisphere has the shortest summer day of the year. Next one is summer solstice. So on 21st of June, the summer solstice occurs when the sun shines directly on the Tropic of Cancer. On this day, the Earth's northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun and experiences summer because of the direct rays of the sun. At the same time, the southern hemisphere experiences winter because it is tilted away from the sun and gets slanting rays of the sun. So the 21st June has the longest summer day in the northern hemisphere and it is called summer solstice. Next is midnight sun and the polar night. So the midnight or the polar day is a natural phenomena observed in the latitudes north of the Arctic Circle and south of the Antarctic Circle. So where the sun is visible at the midnight under the accurate weather conditions, the sun is visible for entire 24 hours of a day. So the opposite of the midnight sun is the polar night. The polar night is the night lasting more than 24 hours, generally within the polar circles. So hope you all have understood this. Thank you, class.